Hey guys, welcome back to PG Mid-Atlantic Spittin' Seeds podcast. My name's Gary Wilson. I'm here with John McAdams, and today we have special guest John Scanzano from Scanzano Combat Baseball and Kings Christian High School. How you doing, John?
I'm
Hey,
doing well.
John.
Good deal. Well, we appreciate you being on here today. With COVID-19, coronavirus going on, I know it's tough to do anything. So we just wanted to continue to talk baseball, and we're excited to have you on to do that today.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
You got it.
Absolutely.
So how's everybody holding up, in the Scanzano family, the combat family? Is everybody safe and healthy so far?
Yeah, everybody's safe and healthy. Everybody's doing well. All our families are good, obviously. I think, my brother, he's got three little ones, so he's been
Yeah.
locked in the house with them. So I know he's he's pulling his hair out every once in a while, but everybody's good and healthy, and family wise is good as far as the combat baseball, and everybody's good. I mean, and everybody's struggling with not playing baseball, getting out in the field, doing anything. People want
Yeah.
to be outside. So that's the tough part right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's driving everybody insane, and we keep on talking about it. Just having the unknown, like we're struggling not being out there on the field, but we're struggling more with not knowing when that we'll be able to do that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, hey, first things first, this is the Spittin' Seeds podcast, so we got to know what's your favorite sunflower seed.
Honestly, I'm plain. I like
Hey,
plain salted sunflower seeds. Yeah, I'm one of those guys that just I like the original, and some of these flavors get out of hand. So I
yeah,
kind of go back to just salted, plain, old standby. Every once in a while, I'll try to barbecue, but mainly
Okay.
you go in my bag, it's just original.
there you go. Actually had a surprising amount of original so far.
Absolutely.
Probably all the
Original,
old.
original and ranch.
Okay.
So barbecue is actually a new one, but
Hmm.
it's all good. They're all good in in portions.
Yeah, well, there is one. I'll actually say this. I think Biggs makes it. It's like sizzling bacon or something like that. That
Oh,
Oh.
one's pretty good. I will
uh,
say that. I forgot about that one. I do like that one, but you don't find it all the time.
yeah,
That's
I've
pretty
never
good.
even heard of that.
Try the sizzling bacon or something like that. That's pretty good.
We'll have to get
Okay.
some of those for the office.
There
Oh
you
yeah.
go.
All right, cool. Well, like I said, everybody's stuck inside right now. Well, not stuck inside, but we can't really get into groups and you do it, the everyday workout that these kids are used to doing. You can't be in physical contact with the kids with the, instruction and coaching and team workouts and stuff like that. So, is there anything that you guys are doing to stay in contact with these guys or follow up on their progression of their winter training? Now it's spring training. Anything unique that you guys are doing to stay in touch?
Some of our trainers have set up like the Zoom or Google Classroom to do some, one-on-one stuff with some kids that they might have been doing lessons with. Like Jeff Singer plays with the Phillies. He's back. So, trying to help him out, make some money and, do some things. So I could believe he's doing some Zoom one-on-one pitching lessons, which is that's pretty. I mean, it's tough to do hitting, but pitching, be able to look at their mechanics and having them throw. He's been doing it. Our other guy, Tom Arnone, he's been doing some stuff, setting up with the little guys because people are jonesing for baseball. I mean, whether they do it online, whether they do it through video, something. But other than that, we've just been kind of talking to different people, talking to some of the kids and just telling them that, hey, keep doing what you're doing, work out, my biggest thing is make sure that they're doing things to keep their arms strong.
Yeah,
Because it's tough to get out there and throw. Because the last thing you want is when we finally do get back out there, you don't want to see anybody blowing out their arms because they're
yeah,
going to be going out there and haven't really thrown a long toss because, you can't long toss right now. You can't do things like that. So you can't get on a mound. So I think that once we are able to get out, we just want to make sure the kids are healthy and kind of bring them back slowly and make sure they're ready to go. I don't want to see anybody get injured,
no,
you know?
Absolutely.
me
And I
either.
think that's a big thing too. Have you seen anything cool wise? I mean, I know I saw on your guys' Twitter and Instagram going out onto your guys' field and hitting fungos to where the players would be, which was awesome. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
it's a thing that passed the time. Have you seen, and me and Gary have spoke about it with numerous guys in between ourselves, just like innovative ways, ingenuity, kind of going back to the old school mentality of, listen, all these kids have hitting coaches, pitching coaches, metric driven technology at their fingertips. It's been kind of refreshing to see those guys, whether it's an obscure object they're using for lifting or pitch facts is a big thing we've kind of seen in the past couple of days too.
Yeah, no, obviously the video was something I just came up with. I was driving one day and it was when it first happened and I did it as kind of a joke just to make people laugh. But it got picked up. It's got like 67,000 views or something like that on Twitter. I think the music made it though. But as far as like, the one thing that I would say is, which is pretty cool is young men and even, young girls are getting an opportunity to have catches with their dads again and go out and do stuff with their dads. I've been getting some texts from dads saying, hey, what should I do? What can I work with? What kind of drills can we do? And it's been a lot of basic stuff, just go out and have a catch, roll them ground balls, work on flips, work on footwork, which you can do in your yards and stuff like that, or find an open piece of ground. I know a couple of the dads that have called me, with some of the like, crazy dads, they're sneaking on the baseball fields if they can find one that's empty, or, they're driving around like, hey, there's an empty field. Let's go on it. Let's get some, have some catches and stuff like that. But as far as like any kind of like high tech or anything like that, I would say, obviously there's really not much you can do.
Sure.
But a lot, and that's kind of us anyway. Like we've talked about getting some of the stuff like the hit tracks and the Rapsodo and different things, but we haven't done it yet. So we've still been doing a lot of things like your old school skill development drills, which, are basic stuff that you can do at home. And that's one thing we
Sure.
preach to kids all the time is teaching them how to, and this is helping, is teaching them how to focus on the easy drills, the basic drills, because that's when it seems like they lose focus. They could do a drill where you're smoking ground balls and having them dive and they'll make all these great plays. But when you have them just sitting there rolling them ground balls, you'll see them missing it and popping out of their gloves. So, it's good because they get to focus on those little things. So
Yeah,
pretty
their
basic.
attention spans are small
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's fun seeing everybody bring it back to the basics. I mean, even for us, when I didn't even know about travel ball until I was a freshman in high school. So everything leading up to that, I talked about this before, is like going out to the stairs and throw a tennis ball off the stairs and react to where it goes, and just getting your hand-eye coordination that way. Or you put up a video of hitting a fungo, but even for a player to go out there and hit a fungo themselves, just to start squaring up balls with a bat and work on their hand-eye coordination. Something that, a lot of kids don't really do these days.
No, I hear you, and this is forcing them to do it. I mean, a lot of them, I would say do have the bow nets, or some of them have cages in their yards.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So they're going out there. But then I've even seen people going out there and playing wiffle ball, or
Hmm.
just something to
Yeah.
to work on swings and work on stuff. And as long as you're doing something, that's great.
Yeah.
What makes me nervous is some of the kids that might just be sitting on that, Xbox or PlayStation playing games all the time, and instead of getting out and doing something. So, we want them to do something every day, something physical, something baseball related, every day. And we'll, once we get back out there, we'll figure it out from there.
Love it. Yeah. Video games aren't going to make you a better hitter.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
So it's almost twofold. I mean, the big question, I mean, obviously everybody wants to stay safe. Everybody's trying to stay in shape and so forth too. You being a travel ball guy and a high school coach, you do have some guys that are 2020s, that were going to move on. And then also some kids that are obviously within your program that moved on to college. What's your thoughts or initial thoughts on the blanket waiver and getting the year of eligibility back? Have you talked to guys and how it's going to affect them, whether from a high school standpoint going into college, guys in college already? and then potentially the MLB draft being truncated. You guys have a guy, Robert Reddy, who may now miss out on an opportunity to be seen or give a lasting impression to MLB scouts. He went to an event over the winter, had a big showing, looked as if he cleaned up his body a little bit, which is a
Absolutely.
thing that was probably necessary, and posted some good numbers. Have you spoken to him and his thought process? Will he end up at East Carolina now instead of potentially being drafted?
Yeah, I mean, we had some deep conversations yesterday, and talked to a couple parents, talking about the high school and the college kids first, and then talk about Rob a little bit. There's a lot of big decisions that have to be made now, because this is having a rippling effect all the way down, from seniors and I talked to a couple college coaches, relationships we have, and they've kind of let us know what they're doing and stuff. And there's still a lot of unknown. There's a lot of moving parts and everything. And one thing that we've been talking about is, having some conversations with the 2020s now that are going on to colleges. You got to see what the coaches are doing in front of you. Like, have real conversations with your coaches, find out what's going on. I mean, no coaches are calling them and saying, hey, look, we're not going to honor this or we're not going to honor that. The colleges are honoring what they said they're going to do, but that's still, like, you don't know what happens once you get there. So,
Yeah.
you have seniors coming back, and now you got these grad students. I mean, one thing with the college, giving them that year of eligibility is now you might have kids that went to school across the country, like someone from New Jersey went to Arizona State or something like that, and now they get that extra year back. Well, they might be like, well, I don't want to go back to Arizona State. I'm going to stay local and go to Rutgers or Rider or Seton Hall or something like that. Well, I don't think there's many coaches that are going to turn down the kid from Arizona State and say, oh, yeah, we'll take that. Well, how's that affect the kid under you, and so on and so on. So as far as the 2020s, we're talking to them about, hey, let's make sure it's the right decision. Let's make sure, you're talking to your coach, talking to the parents, because we want them all to still go to a place where they're in a good situation and have an opportunity to play. Because as you guys know, there's nothing worse than going somewhere and not playing.
Yeah.
You want to go somewhere where you have a legitimate shot. As far as the college guys, the ones that went to school, I mean, again, they have decisions to make now. How's this affected their playing time? How's this affect with, you teach them to compete. You want them to go and compete and earn spots, but, they have to figure out how's this going to affect them. Now you have two freshman classes basically, and, the guys are still all in front of you or whatever. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how that all pans out. And as far as Rob Reddy, I mean, yeah, he's committed to ECU and looking to go to ECU, but definitely he did have a huge showing at a couple events in the winter, and he did get it. And one of the things that we've gotten back from a lot of the people that have talked to us and saw him was how they were impressed by the way he cleaned up his body, how they were impressed by just his overall the way he handled himself. Like, he didn't get phased. He didn't, like, there was a couple things that happened right before he pitched, and he was ready to go, and he had to stand on the mound for like 20 minutes and wait while they, one of these machines or whatever they had to, and he never got phased. Like, they were really impressed by that. And they said the way he threw, he was the most mature kid there. Like, he might not have been the highest velocity, but they said that he just pounded the zone, and every pitch he threw was a strike, and the velo was there. And, he's just got such a big boy and great body. And so, with him, it's, this definitely affects him. We've heard, different things about the draft, where he could go, where he can't, might go and stuff like that. But now if they shorten it, that definitely it's going to affect high school kids coming out first, because, especially if it goes to 5 rounds. I mean, these scouts and stuff, they're gonna draft guys that they know are gonna sign and go, and that's gonna be the college guys. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
they're not gonna take any chances with only 5 rounds. But we'll see what happens. I mean, we've heard that it's probably going to be more like 10 or possibly 15, which then kind of opens up opportunities. But, he's been still getting his work in, training, doing his thing, trying to get outside when he can, have catches with guys. I know that, him and Singer have done some stuff together where they can meet somewhere. Or, hey, the one thing that's great about baseball is you don't have to be next to each other.
Sure.
If you have a catch, you're starting from 60 feet away or 15 feet away or whatever, working your way out. So,
Yeah, I mean, long tossing is the definition of social distancing.
exactly. So, we'll see what happens with him, but there's going to be a lot of decisions to make at every single level. I think this goes all the way down to almost freshmen and sophomores in high school. Like,
Yeah.
happening with the high school kids. You're hearing different things about the seniors and what they might do as far as eligibility with them. Give them another shot so there's a lot of unknown out there, and we're just waiting to see what, unfolds.
Yeah, everything is gonna, be clogged up. It's gonna be competitive, but it's gonna be clogged up. There's gonna be some people that benefit from it. There's gonna be some people that are harmed by it. Um, but it is what it is. You gotta make the best of the situation. I really like, what you're telling your guys to have that grown up conversation with the college coaches to see, what the deal is, what the scenario is, to decide whether that's the best fit for them or not. That's really cool. And that's going to help them to grow up. But just to touch on, the class of 2020 that you have both in your high school team and your travel ball team. We've been talking for, a week or two now about the uncommitted guys in the 2020 class that aren't probably going to have a high school season. Who knows when they're going to be able to play their 18-year-old travel ball year, and they're uncommitted, right? So what are we doing for them? Have you guys talked much about that and your plan of attack for that?
Well, what's interesting and something that we're actually proud of at Combat and Scanzano Sports is all of our 2020s are committed.
Oh,
They're
great.
all, our past two, our 2019 and our 2020 class, one thing we're proud of is that all of them were committed and playing college baseball, and all these 2020s are committed and playing college baseball. So, we're really focused on the 2021 class and 2022 class right now.
That's awesome.
But, that's what I'm saying with the 2020s. We're kind of just trying to talk to them and their parents and kind of make sure that, they're in the right spot and it's the right place to go. And, what's the best opportunity for them. And that's why, like you said, it's important that they have these conversations with their coaches and find out, like, you want to know if there's going to be all these, because again, like we said, with the trickle down effect, the kid from, like we said, Arizona State comes all of a sudden goes to Rutgers. Well, guess what? Now there's a kid that might have been getting ready to start the next year that's got this kid in front of him. So now he might transfer out, and if he doesn't go to a D1, he might transfer down to a D2 or a D3, and that could affect, kids going any level. It's not just the D1 kids; it's the D2 to D3. This is going to have a major effect on junior college. I mean, everything you're hearing is the junior colleges are going to be, blowing up and floating. Exactly. So, we're just going to try and make sure that wherever they're going, they're getting the same opportunity they were when they committed over the summer or last year or 3 years ago. Who knows? So
Fortunately enough, in our area, we have a lot of options, whether it's D1, D2, D3, and obviously JUCO, being Region 19, whether it's a Mercer, an RCGC, a Cumberland, even those guys that are in Pennsylvania within our area at a Lackawanna. So we're fortunate enough that we do have a pretty good balance or variety of those different levels where the kids in New Jersey will be afforded some opportunities if something does happen to what they had promised or what they were looking forward to.
absolutely, I agree 100%. So, and going back to some of the 2020s, I've been actually trying to help out some kids that aren't in our program but might be a friend of a friend that was really banking on the senior year and playing high school baseball. I've been asking them to send me video, and I've just been forwarding it to coaches and talking to coaches about them, getting as much analytics on them and some video and sending it out, and hopefully something sticks and helps them out a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing awesome. We're kind of seeing too. People are helping people, whether it's the healthcare workers, the people that still are essential workers, and then obviously within this baseball world. And I know you guys have good relationships and are good people throughout, not just with baseball. So it's a testament to obviously what you guys do. And as a travel ball guy, helping somebody else out that's maybe necessarily not in your guys' program, but people helping people is a big thing. That's kind of good to see, and see where it lies after we come out of this.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, there's a lot of good things going on. I mean, I know this is a tough time, but you're seeing people really pull for one another and help one another with, the nurses, the doctors, the law enforcement, we want to help and give back. And really it's about these high school, young men and helping them any way they can. They all have dreams to play college baseball. I'm never going to not try and help someone with the relationships I have and the connections we have. We're always trying to help anybody. It doesn't matter what jersey you wear or hat you wear. I mean, it's about these young men and any way we can help, we will, so, and we're, hopefully help some college coaches too, because there's college coaches still out there looking for something in 2020. And,
Sure.
we say all the time, man, you're a phone call away from changing a young man's life. So we'll call coaches and we'll do whatever we can to help anybody.
Well, yeah, there's college
Yep.
coaches everywhere that are, just had their dead period extended. Who knows
Yeah.
if the dead period is going to extend again? Again, the unknown of what's going to happen in the future and when we'll be allowed to play baseball, when they'll be able to come out and watch us play baseball. Not us, because we don't play baseball, but, the players play baseball. It's great to be able to have guys like you and platforms like ours to go to as a college coach to get video of these kids, to maybe hear kids that they've never heard of before and take a look at them hitting in a cage, throwing off a mound in the academy. It's just it's all good stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We actually put together a scouting community within PG, and John, for guys that maybe obviously your 2020 class personally doesn't need it, but we put together an initiative. We thought it was a good time, to launch a new platform with PG Uncommitted, where kids are sending in videos, coaches are sending in videos. We're retweeting them using our platform, our people that are watching our pages, to get the word out. So if anybody that you know or a friend, for guys that are listening on here too, we've brought together our Twitter handle, PG_uncommitted. Tag us in those videos, tag us in those metrics, and we'll be sure to retweet them so we can help. And like we talked about, with people helping people and continuing to kind of get the word out.
No, that's great. We'll do everything we can to get that information to some of the guys we know that have reached out, and hopefully we can all help together, work together to help them. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good deal. Well, hey, before we go, just, I want you to touch on some guys in the 21, 22, 23 class that play for Combat, Scanzano. Just, maybe some guys that everybody does know about, or some guys that everybody doesn't know about yet, just so we can start talking about them and watching them.
I mean, we have a lot. I mean, I'm really excited about what's going on in our, 23, 22, and 21 class. And in 21, I mean, being the coach of Kings, I have 4 kids there. Mike Bonaccio, a catcher, Joey Morrissey, a pitcher, corner infielder, Caleb Willis, center fielder, Cale McGill, who, was number 2 in New Jersey in hits last year. You got Chris Bonifiglia, Wyatt Atkinson from Morristown and Cherokee, Bergstrom from Cherokee, Hoffman. Like, I could name them all. 22, we have, Juckett, Servino, Dominic Patrizzi, Silvano, a lot of good players. And then all the way down to the freshman class, we have some kids coming up, the McMenamin kid, from, Shawnee, Lucarelli from Paul VI, a bunch of, we have a lot of talent in those classes right now. And I'm excited for them. And We were looking forward to getting out there this year, especially with that 21 class. I mean, we got a lot of good arms. We got Sachs from Cherokee and, Eisenhart from RV and, a bunch of different guys there too. Coluccio from Timber Creek. So, we were excited to get out there and get in front of college coaches. I know there was a lot of college coaches asking for our schedules this year, especially for the 21s and 22s. They want to get out there and see them. So, what I'm going to do is one thing that we did, and I'm guessing you saw it over the winter, is we did live videos of our practices and had, some live testing days and live pitching days and stuff like that. So, I'm in the process now of getting all those videos back and retweeting them, sending them personally to college coaches, because a couple college coaches were like, they actually brought it up to me, was, hey, we missed those videos during the winter because we were practicing and stuff like that. But right now I got nothing. I would love nothing more than to sit here and watch those videos. So
absolutely.
We're going to get them out. So it turned out to be, something cool that we were doing, this week in baseball, South Jersey, helping us out with that. With those guys do a great job. I appreciate them. Now we have these videos that we can send out to these coaches. So it turned out to be something even extra special for these young men that are in our program.
Which is absolutely great. Yep.
Yeah. This time is really helping everybody to just be more innovative with what they're doing to, keep these guys involved with your players, keep the players involved in baseball, and it's really been interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a wait and see process now. So we're all, we're waiting to see what PG does, and we want to get out there. We want to get out there and play. Their kids are chomping at the bit, but I think most important is everybody needs to stay safe, and let's beat this thing. Let's listen to, what our president's telling us, and the CDC, and they're not just saying it to say it. They're serious. So I think we have to take that serious. I mean, I got on a couple kids that were like trying to meet at fields, and we'll just go to the field and we'll all meet. Nah, man, don't be doing that. That's not smart. Like, stay home, do what you can at home. That's the quicker we beat this, the quicker we get back on the field. The longer we do stupid stuff with people going here and doing this and trying to be funny or whatever, the longer we're stuck in our houses. And I'm going crazy, man. I facility by myself and just stare at the walls. I'm trying to fix everything in sight. Like, you know what I mean?
And it's only been about a month.
I know another 30 days, man. I don't know what we're going to do.
No.
It's hard. It is very hard.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I was hitting fungos to my dog the other day inside the facility.
Yes, hilarious.
Trying to do something, man, something. But, but we want to do.
We appreciate you being on here. We, appreciate your program being a PG supporter. Anything we can ever do to help you guys, let us know. We're excited to be back on the field also. We're excited to see you guys perform at the highest level, and we can only hope that it's, sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you guys having me and giving me this opportunity to talk about our program. It's a great thing you guys are doing, and we're glad to have partnered with you guys and keep growing and moving forward. So,
absolutely. Thank you,
John.
Stay safe.
All right, you too.